Hello everyone, welcome back, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things. Today's video is absolutely about books. So, I think today is the biggest book haul I've ever done. Possibly. There are 48 books here. And the reason why there's so many is because I actually did get like box sets and like series of things. So it's not like I went and bought 48 individual books. Like there's like themes to them, and you'll see that as the video goes along and as we get into this haul. But yes, there is there's a lot of books here, so let's go. So the first book that I got is Black Kids by Christina Hammonds Reed, and this is set in 1992 and it focuses on Ashley, who is black but she lives on the right side of town and she lives a pretty good life. But then 4 LAPD officers are acquitted after shooting and killing Rodney King, which is actually a true case, and Rodney King was a real person and this really happened. And suddenly Ashley is seen as one of the black kids and protests break out all over Los Angeles. This is a fictional take of something that really happened, and I've heard nothing but good things about this book, so I'm really excited to read it. I think it's really, really important. This case is something which I still can't believe happened, and the fact that things like this is still happening now, that case is just... it's just ridiculous that they got away with it. I'm really looking forward to reading this. Like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about it. Then I got some Leigh Bardugo books, and if you guys are new to this channel, you might not know that Leigh Bardugo is one of my favourite authors. So she actually released the collector's edition of Shadow and Bone, which is the first book in her Grisha series. So I got the collector's edition of that, which I absolutely love. It says like calls to like on the back. I do wish they wouldn't stick these stickers on it, but and I think it's really, really, really pretty and absolutely love it. And it's got like beautiful maps and look at it. She also released the physical copy of The Lives of Saints, which is the story like of the saints but from her universe, if that makes sense. So this is beautifully illustrated, absolutely gorgeous artwork. The book is stunning. I love it so much, and I actually was really lucky and got a signed copy of this one, which very happy about. I also was really lucky and got the Illumicrate collector's edition of The Lives of Saints, which has this gorgeous artwork on the front and the back, and the dust jacket as well has this beautiful, beautiful artwork. So absolutely love that. So excited to add that to my Leigh Bardugo shelf and my Leigh Bardugo collection, because genuinely one of my most favourite authors. Then I went to The Works, and The Works is one of my favourite shops because it has books at a very cheap price and I love it very much. And I actually got the Outlander books, well the first 3 Outlander books, for £5 altogether. It was 3 for £5, which is an absolute bargain, seeing as they're supposed to be £9.99 each. 3 for cheaper than what 1 would be. I've never read the Outlander series. I've actually only seen a couple of episodes of the show as well, because I've always wanted to read the books because it sounds like something I'd absolutely love. It's set in 1946 and it focuses on Claire Randall, and her husband are going to go to the Scottish Highlands like after the war, to try and think about like how the war has changed their lives and have like a second honeymoon. And while she's there, she finds these rocks. It's like a circle of like stones, like standing stones, and she walks through them and she ends up in the 1700s, and there she finds her husband's like great so on grandfather, who is not very nice. So in order to escape here, she ends up in the hands of a gang of Scottish outlaws, and it is from there. But I got the first 3 books, so I didn't get them all. They weren't actually all there, but I thought I might as well get the first 3 because that way I've got them and it's cheaper than if I would have tried to get them later if I do really like it. This is one I would quite like to read in like December, but we'll see how my reading goes. Then, when I said about series, I got a ton of the Percy Jackson bonus books. I'm very excited about it. Here's some of them. Hotel Valhalla, Guide to the Norse World. I got the Brooklyn House Magician's Manual. I got Camp Habla Confidential, and also Camp Jupiter Classified. I also got Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Ultimate Guide, which is literally the ultimate guide. So it has like all this little information and a bit of bonus content, and I absolutely love it. And it also has these little picture cards of the characters. So like Grover and bit of information. Bonus content. Then I got Demigods and Magicians, which is a tie like crossover between the Kane Chronicles and Percy Jackson. So Percy and Annabeth meet Carter and Sadie. I remembered I haven't read the Kane Chronicles yet. But proud of me. And then I got the Kane Chronicles Survivor Guide and also Magnus Chase 9 from the 9 Worlds. And this is literally like a story from the 9 Worlds. So Asgard, Midgard, Neverdalia, Elfheim, Jotunheim, Helheim, Niflheim, Vanaheim and Muspelheim, which I've definitely said wrong. Very excited about that. That one I think I'm going to read quite soon. Then I got this big boy, which is Percy Jackson's Greek Gods. For Christmas last year, my friend bought me Percy Jackson's Greek Heroes. Not last year, the year before. Oh my god, time moves so fast. I've been trying to find this one at a reasonable price since, and I was very lucky and I ended up finding it, I think, for like £16. So very happy about that. And this is the big illustrated version of the paperback Percy Jackson's Greek Gods, which is literally the Greek Gods as told by Percy Jackson. Like I love an illustrated book. We love a good Percy sarcasm story. Percy offers a unique take on Hestia, Demeter, Persephone, Hera, Hades, Poseidon, Zeus, Athena, Aphrodite, Ares, Hephaestus, Apollo, Artemis, Hermes and Dionysus. So yay! Now I have all the illustrated ones, I think, because Lightning Thief is illustrated, but I don't think Sea of Monsters got illustrated. If it has, please tell me so I can find it somewhere. I then got all of the Percy Jackson graphic novels, so these are finally complete now. I do want to get, there are other graphic novels. I say my shelf's complete, it's actually not. I do need to get the other graphic novels for the other series. That is true, and I'm behind on that. But I got the Percy Jackson and the Olympians graphic novels and I absolutely love these. I bought the first one for my nephew as well, and I think I'm actually going to read these this month and just like delve back into the world a little bit. I know I should get onto the Kane Chronicles, but I kind of want to read these just to kind of, you know, they're not going to take me as long, and I just kind of want to read them because Percy's my boy and I miss him and I'm so sad that this is done. Then I got 3 books which I'm gonna link you to another video of mine, and I'm not gonna go too much into them. So I got The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas, which is amazing. It's set in 1967 where there are 4 female scientists that basically, well, not basically, they invent time travel, but one of them has a very public breakdown. And then it's 2017 and we have Ruby, and her Granny B was the one that had the public breakdown, and then it's 2018 and we have Adette who finds a dead woman at work, and they all cross over and tie in. It's also very gay, which I didn't know when I first got it, but I kind of want it very gay. And I love this book. I read it during recovery, absolutely adored it. I think it's amazing. So yes, I did a whole video taste testing these books. So I've got City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty, and this is set in 18th century Cairo, and it's kind of like normal Cairo, but then also like the magic side of Cairo. So it's like historical but fantasy, which I love. I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think this is going to be one I read very soon. Then I have a Neil Stephenson book which is Fall or Dodge in Hell, and it's essentially Fall or Dodge in Hell. It's kind of a world where we have access to our own mortality, which I find a very interesting discussion and something which I do find like that I do want to read more about, and something which does intrigue me. It's kind of like your own fate lie in the hands, and like what humans can do and technology and science and what the future could potentially be. So I mean, it's a big boy, it's a chunky boy, but I'm very excited to get around to this when I do read it. It's not on my immediate TBR, but it is one that I am looking forward to when I do get around to it. Then again, when I said about series, I got all of the Disney Twisted Tales, which I'm very excited about. Essentially, if you don't know, these are Disney twisted tales, the stories that we know twisted a little bit. So we have Straight Until Morning, which is Peter Pan, and it's what if Wendy went to Neverland with Captain Hook instead of Peter Pan, and then she gets to Neverland and it's not what she thought it was going to be. We have So This Is Love, and this is what if Cinderella never actually tried on the glass slipper, but fed up of her stepmother, she goes and gets a job in the palace. Then we have Reflection, which I'm so excited about because it's what if Mulan has to go to the underworld, and I'm so excited to see how that's been done. We have As Old as Time, which is Beauty and the Beast, and it is what if Belle's mother was actually the witch that put the curse on the beast. Another one I'm very excited about. Then we have Part of Your World, which is Ariel remains voiceless and essentially works for Ursula, who is now kind of the queen of the ocean. She defeated King Triton. Ariel kind of has to do like her bidding, and then she finds out that her dad might still be alive, and it's that story. Again, very intrigued by it. Then we have A Whole New World, which is what if Aladdin never found the lamp. Then we have Let It Go, which is what if Anna and Elsa didn't know each other, if after the accident when they were kids they were sent away and they were apart from each other and they didn't know that the other one existed. And we have Mirror Mirror, which is what if the evil queen poisoned the prince. I was like a bit reluctant to get into those at first because I didn't want the stories that I loved to kind of not be ruined, but like I love those stories so much that I was like, I don't like the idea of Anna and Elsa not knowing each other because I love them so much, and like everyone should just be fine. But I am really intrigued by them and I'm excited to delve into them and see the way that these stories have been twisted. I got those from Asda. They were 2 for £7. So I got all of them for like £24 or something like that, which is just insane because again, they're £7.99 each. So absolute bargain. Speaking of bargains, I went to Homesense, which is a wonderful shop that I love, and Homesense actually has a book section which was wonderful. It's where I got my whole Wizard of Oz collection, and I actually got a collection of classics from there as well. So there's 10 books in this box set, and it was £15 for 10 books, which is just amazing, like I said, especially if they are like £6, £7. Normally, I think it was really, really good, and it was the last one and it was like it was meant for me. Within this box set there was Robin Hood by Henry Gilbert, Peter Pan and Peter Pan in Kensington Gardens by J.M. Barrie, The Jungle Book by Rudyard Kipling, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery, The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame, Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, and The Call of the Wind by Jack London. I've read Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan, but other than that I haven't actually read these books, like the rest of them, and they're such pretty covers and I absolutely love them, and I'm so excited to read them because they're books I've been meaning to get to for such a long time, especially things like Treasure Island and The Secret Garden. So I'm really, really, really excited to finally own them and to have these really gorgeous covers and really gorgeous set to delve into. I cannot wait. I then got The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. I got the Rune edition, which is super pretty, and also just the normal cover version. This has a reversible cover, which I absolutely love. There it is. We love a reversible cover, and also I just found a bookmark in this that I thought I'd lost. So wonderful. I love this book so much, and it was so lovely, and I just love Magnus and Alex so much. Then I got Sal and Gabby Break the Universe by Carlos Hernandez. This is one of the books on the Rick Riordan Presents like publishing imprint, and I attended a virtual Rick Riordan event for Tower of Nero, and he was talking about loads of the books on his imprint, and this sounds so good. I am so excited to delve into this book. It's a middle grade book, which I have found recently that I'm reading more adult fiction and middle grade fiction rather than YA, which is very interesting to me because I read a lot of YA, and obviously I do still read YA. It's not like I'm not doing it, but I've been very into the middle grade at the minute and very into adult fiction, so which is vastly different. So I'm so excited to read Sal and Gabby, and it literally is Sal and Gabby in school. They don't meet on the best of terms. Sal is a magician, very, very good at it, has a very good sleight of hand, can do all of these tricks. but Gabby doesn't miss a trick, and then she realizes that he can actually do a lot more than she initially thought, but just their manipulation of time and space might not be great for the universe. So absolutely buzzed to read this. It has a sequel as well, so if I love this, I'm definitely going to get the sequel. I also love this cover. This is so pretty. And then I'm gonna see what else. I'm gonna make my way through the Rick Riordan Presents list, because there were so many amazing sounding books on there and so many amazing ones that are coming out next year as well, so I'm very buzzed for those and for Sel and Gabby Break the Universe. Then I have Nocturne by Maya Montaigne, and this is a book which I actually saw Audrey from Perpetual Pages talk about, and they did a Cemetery Boys tag, which Cemetery Boys, absolutely phenomenal book, loved it so much. And in the tag they spoke about Nocturne, and it sounded really, really cool. It sounds like it's a really good book about magic and what magic means to Finn, who is one of the main characters, what it means to her, and then also the prince, and then kind of as their paths collide and kind of everything to do with that. I'm very excited about it. I think I just did a really bad job at explaining it, but I will link Audrey's video down below because they did an amazing job at talking about so many phenomenal books. So literally, like, I watched the video and ordered this one pretty much straight away from Waterstones. I was like, does my Waterstones have it in? I went through the list. I made a list of the ones I like the sound of and that I hadn't already read. Went on to Waterstones and literally was searching for the ones they had, and this was unfortunately the only one they had in stock at the time, but I click and collected it, and I'm so excited to read it. I've been looking for a good kind of like magic system book for a long time, because it's been a while since I've read like a magic, like actual magic book, and that's why I'm excited for City of Brass as well, because I think that does have some magic in it, or some kind of system in it as well, and also Sel and Gabby, so there's a lot of magic books here, but I'm very excited for this one as well. And then finally on this list, I'm gonna do a separate video where I talk about what's on my Kindle, I think, because I have ordered a lot of ebooks recently, but I want to do that separately, otherwise this video will just be ridiculously long. I have Everything Sad is Untrue by Daniel Neri, and this I just thought sounded so good. I saw this the day I went in to pick up my copy of The Lost Book of the White. It was on one of the ones facing out, and I mean the cover is absolutely gorgeous and it drew me in, and I think it sounds amazing. And this focuses on a boy called Khosrow, but everyone calls him Daniel, and he is at a school in Oklahoma, and he is at the front of the class going to tell his story. He is trying to tell the story of his life, his family, going back generations, how him, his sister and his mother fled Iran in the middle of the night, and it kind of switches between him at school and also kind of these stories that he's telling. No one believes him. They just see him as this dark-skinned kid whose like lunch always smells different, and I just thought that this sounded so good. So it is actually based on the author's life, which I found really interesting, and I'm so excited to read this book, and just to hear these stories and to see these stories, because I think that we as like white people, or like me from England, like whenever someone would join our class, someone that had come from a different country would join our class, like it was always sort of as if they had to adjust to us, but we never made, like we would never make that same adjustment, which I just don't think is fair. Like we always assume that if people come to England they should speak English, or people come to America they should speak English, but if we go on a holiday to like Spain or France or Africa, like anywhere, we don't make that same thing. Like we don't then say, oh well, we're gonna go here so we should learn it, you know, which I just don't think is very fair. And I think that we need to be better and need to try harder and understand that we're not the only people that exist on the planet, and the white English speaking people with white histories and white stories are not the only people that exist on this planet. So like English isn't even the most spoken language. It's not even the second most spoken language on this planet. I never used to get it when people would complain about people that had like broken English. It's like, at least they're trying to learn 2 languages. Like, what can you do, you know? So this I'm really excited for. I think it's going to be really good. I'm so interested to hear these stories and to learn about these stories. So yeah, so that was my very big book haul. I don't know what happened, other than I think I told myself multiple times over and over again, you're having surgery, you deserve it, and it got a little bit out of hand. I'd love to know if you guys have read any of these books. What did you think of them? What would you say I should prioritise and read next? I would love to know your thoughts. Like I said, if you guys are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and fandom things. So if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias and also my Stranger Things podcast are in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're doing really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.